All right. So, this is another episode of What's Going On in Search. The purpose or the reason why I like to do this is we get to see what's currently happening in Google search. Has Google changed anything? Are the search results any different? What's currently ranking in the search results? So, when we're looking at the Google business profiles, which one is placing above the other ones? For the search results, the web pages, which one is ranking above others? Maybe we can even look at that page that is ranking that first position and try to see, okay, so what's going on here? Why are they ranking in the first position? Then what we can also do is look at the ones that aren't ranking in that first position. We can go to maybe page 2, page 3, and look at those results to see, okay, why aren't they ranking number 1? In on those pages or on those Google business profiles that are ranking in that first position, what can we learn and take away from them? So that's the whole point of this show or this live stream, is to just go into Google, see what is currently happening, what is currently going on, what are some things that we can take away, what are some things that we disagree with. And also during this, if you have any questions, you have a website or a Google business profile you would like me to look over live, you can drop it in chat and I will take a look at it. So the keyword I want to do today is going to be, let's do DUI lawyer. So DUI lawyer, let's do Chicago. Let's see what's going on in Chicago. Okay, so we're doing the keyword DUI lawyer Chicago, Illinois, and we get first things first. We see an AI overview. So they're pulling sources to reference this from is Justia. Then we have chicagodefensefirm.com. That's a great exact match domain. They probably couldn't get, yeah, here we go. Another exact match domain, Chicago Criminal Defense Lawyer, but it's .net. Interesting. I would have, that .com is probably expensive. Then we have Chicago Criminal Lawyer.pro. Then we have Illinois driver's license reinstatementlawyer.com. Man, that is a mouthful, but that is an exact match. So looking through the Google business profiles, so the first one is the Chicago DUI attorneys, exact match. Chicago DUI lawyers is the second place. That's another exact match. We have driver defense team, which is interesting. 987 reviews. That they're going hard on those reviews. What's interesting right here is we can see on the Google business profile, it explicitly states provides DUI defense lawyer. But on all of these other Google business profiles, it does not say provides, right? We're not getting what I would say is that that's like a search, that's a rich result on the Google business profile. We're not getting that in there, which is interesting to see. What I want to see is if we go and look at their services. Oh, I did not want to go that route. Okay, I want to click here. Does this open a new? Okay, there we go. So looking at they do have DUI lawyer. They have DUI defense attorney, DUI defense lawyer. These both have those in their services. But for some reason, this profile is getting this like rich result, this provides, but this profile is able to pick this one having this provides little text right here over this one over here. if my Chrome extension will pop up. I'm trying to see if my Plepper Chrome extension will pull in some data for me so we can actually get a look at this. Doesn't seem to be wanting to work. So let's go over here. Let's open the maps. Which Google Business Profile was that? That was Driver Defense Team. So let's go over here. Driver Defense Team. So we got Criminal Justice Attorney and Personal Injury Attorney. They've got 61 services listed. So we can see here they're doing the keyword variation for each of their top level keywords that they're trying to target for their services. So they have DUI defense lawyer. Let's see here. Let's go Chicago DUI attorneys. Do they have DUI defense lawyer under their services? They do as well. Huh. That will probably take some more research to figure out why they're getting that little rich snippet. So let's go back. I actually have a internal tool that will pull driver defense. I have an internal tool that can pull the descriptions off of services on Google Business Profiles. So let's see here. Descriptions on their services from their Google Business Profile. While I'm doing this, if anyone has any questions that are SEO related, or you want me to look over your website, your Google Business Profile, go ahead and drop them in the chat while I get this up and running. Because right now what I'm trying to do is I want to see why are they getting this little, like, I would say it's like a rich result. Why are they getting this provides, but none of these are? And so what I currently have going on is I have an internal tool that can pull the descriptions off of services. So I want to see if that's what's causing it. What are the names again? Driver Defense Team. The other thing I want to see is when we go and look at their reviews. When we go and look at their reviews, normally you can get like little bubbles that will pop up. Interesting. So it doesn't happen for DUI lawyers. Huh. Okay. So while my tool runs, we're going to go ahead and look at some other websites. So Justia is a ginormous lawyer directory or attorney directory. Anytime I've been searching in search or anytime I've been searching in Google for any type of lawyer or attorney, this site is always high up in the ranking results. It's fascinating because they have, I think it was like 7 or 8 different subdomains, and each subdomain has its own, how do I want to say this, like purpose. So they've got their blog, they've got like individual attorneys or lawyers, they've got like recent case law. If you go to their homepage, they make it sometimes hard to go to their homepage, how they have the site constructed. If you start looking through all of these, what you'll find, so right here, we've got law.justia.com. You have regular just Justia. What happens if you go here? So they've got for each of these countries, they've got a cuba.justia.com. Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia. So for all of these different countries, they have their own top level domains. So they've got mexico.justia.com. If whatever they're doing, it is fascinating. You can learn so much from how they have this entire site set up SEO wise. Whoever's behind this is a genius. Definitely a lot to learn from their site. All right, so let's go here. So this looks like to be another directory, but this one is attorneys.superlawyers.com. So for anyone joining, what we are currently doing is we are searching DUI lawyer Chicago, Illinois. We're going through the search results. We're seeing, okay, what is currently ranking? Why are they ranking? What can we learn from their site, from what they have going on? This is also an opportunity if you have any questions or if you want me to look over your site live or your Google Business Profile, you can drop them in chat. So this is just another directory, very similar to Justia. What I'm curious though is when we go and look at this site, so they've got 2,940 words. I think this is also super fascinating. Last time I was looking at Justia, they only do one H1. Yeah, so they only use one heading tag. I still need to test this when I found out about this, because it's just so interesting to see like what other people are doing to their sites to rank it. I really want to try this, just having an H1 and then being the exact match, like top level keyword I'm trying to rank for. One thing that I also really like about their site is they have this accordion right at the top that answers these questions immediately. And then you also have a lot of the top level keyword and keyword variations right here at the start of the page. So even if you don't click it, the crawlers or Google, when it comes by and views this page, are instantly going to see all of this text. And it's really smart. So let's go back to this site. This is my first time seeing this one. So let's do a right click view page source. Let's do DUI 188 times. Okay. Let's do lawyer 872 times. Let's do attorney 242 times. Let's just see what is Justia doing. DUI 302 times. Lawyer 297. What did I do? Attorney 127 times. Okay. That doesn't exactly guarantee or mean anything, but for me, it's interesting to see kind of what is happening with these top two ranking pages. So this is, what are they? So on the right side here, we have a open all / close all. So it looks like they've got some accordions with some text. So court locations in Chicago, Illinois. So this is helping them with getting geographic relevance on page to signal to Google or to signal to the crawlers, hey, we are located in this specific area. Are you searching for top DUI? Interesting. So no one is ever going to read this, but because they have this on page, the crawlers will see this. So this is helping them get their entities, their keywords, their exact match, their keyword variations all on page. And it doesn't really remove my experience as a potential client or customer when I come to this page. So they've just got, so they're doing a similar thing to Justia, where if I were to click on this link, it takes me to a subdomain, profiles.superlawyers.com, down below, which is interesting. They've got these little descriptions for each profile. They've got their phone number, their name. This looks pretty textbook. They've just got a whole bunch of directory information on here. Not really too much different. They've got a FAQ at the bottom. So not only do they have this accordion right here, but they also have a whole bunch of FAQ content at the bottom. They've got nearby cities at the bottom here as well. Let's look at their not too much else going on. They've got their social links, which are a ranking factor. Definitely want to have your social media links whenever, if you actually have the profiles, don't just link to a blank page or link to Facebook's homepage. So they've got a whole bunch of links, which is also can be a ranking factor depending on the competition, right? Your competition, a large majority of the time, is going to have a major influence on what it takes to rank. If you were to think that there were 10 different Justias, right? Because I mean, right here we've got 2. If on their pages, this is an oversimplified example, on their pages, if they have links on average of these 10 Justia varieties, right? Like what if we had a Yelp, or what if we had another example? On their pages, if they have a lot of links, so if they on average each had 250 to like, well, let's just say they had 250 links, that can have an impact on what it takes to rank. Now, that's a super niche and a variable or something you would target as a like last resort. That's not going to be top of priority when you go to optimize a page, and it may not be something you have to optimize at all, but it does need to be taken into consideration that you may have to come to a point where you have to optimize for that. But the main point that I'm trying to get across is that your competition has a major influence on what it takes to rank, right? If all of a sudden everyone else around you starts using their keywords, their word count, the amount of backlinks, all of that starts to scale up, your competition is going to require you to change your SEO strategy as well as time elapses if they continue that path and Google continues to reward them. So let's see. So my internal tool got back to me on if they have descriptions for each of their services, because I'm still trying to figure out why are they getting this like little rich result right here that says provides, but these other 2 aren't. And I know for certain this one has a service DUI defense lawyer on its Google business profile. So while we're waiting, let's go back and look at this page. See Scorpion. Interesting. They're using Scorpion. 1,500 words on page. Let's see. Raw versus rendered. So we've got a little bit of content that requires rendering. Document download. What requires downloading? That's interesting. Let's see. Does their maps? ChicagoDefenseFirm.com. But then their maps and directions link to the Tony Law Firm LLC. The address is correct, so it might be them. Let's go to About Us. Our team. Yes, okay, there it is. The Tony Law Firm LLC. Okay. So this is a great domain name to have. So they've got Chicago Defense Firm. Their Google Business profile is actually the Tony Law Firm LLC. I wonder why they don't get a Do Business As to change their Google Business profile name. They're not responding to reviews. Let's do newest. A week ago, they're not responding to reviews at all. They should definitely be doing that. You want to respond to your reviews within 24 to 48 hours. So their only one link to their website has the UTM parameter, so they're not correctly tracking attribution of when people are clicking on their profiles. Okay, so my tool got back to me. Let's see. DUI has the Chicago. DUI. Let me go back. Let's see here. So driver defense, DUI defense lawyer. DUI lawyer. Let's do Control F. DUI defense lawyer. So they both have the same service, but for one reason or another, neither of them have descriptions on their services. But I really want to understand why does one get that rich result but the other one doesn't? So I'm also going to look at all of their review content, and then I'm going to see how many times in either of them is the word DUI. What are we looking for? DUI defense lawyer mentioned. Can you grab all of their review content for each profile, then count the number? So let's go back. Okay. So what I currently have going on in the background is I'm going to run my rank tracker, and I'm going to see what's currently going on for each of these individual Google Business profiles for the Chicago DUI attorneys and for driver defense team. I want to figure out why is this getting this almost rich result of provides while this one isn't. And then I'm also going to check the site for schema to see maybe one site has the schema listed that it provides this and the other one doesn't. And then also I'm going to mine the review data. And what I mean by that is we're going to look at the review content of each of these profiles and see, okay, maybe this one has more instances or total amounts of DUI defense lawyer being present in the review content. So that's why this one is getting that. I also maybe want to see, what if we inspected? Why is this? What is going on here to cause this? Let me close this. Let me copy. Okay. So I've also copied the code here. I'm gonna feed it to Claude and see maybe can Claude give me a reason why. And let's go back to this website. So their domain name is Chicago Defense Firm. That Google Business Profile name is the Tony Law Firm LLC. Personally, I would get their Google Business Profile name changed. Just file a simple do business as with your state. They also only have a UTM tracking on their booking link. For their website, they don't. So they have improper attribution. They definitely need to fix that as well. But I really like what they're doing is they're pointing to the contact us page. Even if you don't have a appointment setting software or like Calendly or Google Meets or something similar, you can still fill in that booking link with a link just to your contact page. This something else to optimize or place on your Google Business profile. Another thing they should be doing is they really need to be responding to their reviews. They've got reviews months old that haven't been responded to. You ideally want to respond to your reviews within 24 to 48 hours. This also makes me want to run a site audit on them, but they are ranking in the 3rd position. So what I'll actually do is let's go to the 2nd page of Google and let's go to, let's see, ChicagoAreaCriminalLawyers.com. Let's go to this site and let's run an audit. See what we got. Let's go to their homepage real quick first to make sure that this is an actual. Okay, so this is not just a directory. This is an actual business. So let's also run a site audit. Okay. Okay, so I have Claude in the background running some audits real quick, just to try to figure out if we can get information on how Google is pulling this data of provides DUI defense lawyer. We've already looked over both the Google business profiles, and neither of them have descriptions on those services, which they should. Actually, if we go back and look, this one has descriptions on 15 of its services, even though it has 61 services listed on its Google business profile. I would definitely go back and update all 61 of those with descriptions. This one has 122 services, but only 36 of them have descriptions. Again, I would go back and update both of those or all of those. So let's see. So we've got Chicago Area Criminal Lawyers.com. Let's see what they're built on. They're built on Justia. So the CMS they're using is fascinating. And then they've got a banner. Oh, that's hilarious. They've got a Justia top 10 lawyer rating. So the site is built on the CMS of Justia. And then in this banner of their awards or what have you, they've got a 10 star or a 10 rating. That's hilarious. Okay. So let's go back. That's also another thing to consider is that technically Justia is competing with their clicks. Justia is ranking their own site above this guy. Let's see, James. Let's see, is James on here? Where is James? James, nope. Okay, so he is premium, but why is he always at the bottom? So James is paying Justia for the CMS to SEO his own site. He's also paying for the premium listing on Justia's site. Justia is outranking him for the keyword he is trying to rank for. His premium listing is also nowhere near the top. Okay. I'm not sure what exactly the monetization system or the deliverable is for Justia services, but this is super interesting to me. And it makes me wonder, are these other ones also using the same CMS? No, so this one has a little bit of a different CMS. This one's on WordPress. So, oh, it limits how fast I can scroll. That's weird. Yeah, this is a lot of text. I would definitely change this up. So what you want to consider is the user experience when they come and read your site. People aren't going to read these giant long paragraphs of text. So you definitely want to break it up. Now, DUI attorneys or anything really related to law or attorneys or lawyers, etc., right, are always going to, on average, from what I've seen, require more text on page to rank for. So that is just going to be a commonality, but you don't have to put it in front of the customer or the client that's coming to page, right? There are ways, there are methods that we can put it below the fold so that it's not taking away the user's experience. So Chicago Area Criminal Lawyers.com, then this link on the page goes to Chicago Criminal Lawyer blog.net. Okay, so they have a second domain that is of blogs. Okay. Do these blogs link back to their main site? I would understand placing this on a subdomain, but they placed it on a .net domain, and the domain name is different. I'm not seeing any. Okay, so they are linking back to their original or the domain that they want ranking, which is interesting. I would never have expected this. I would just keep everything on the .com domain or do a subdomain. But is this also Justia? Is this the same CMS? It is. Huh. This is fascinating to me. I just don't know why they would do this. I mean, I understand why they do this, but it also makes me question: is this their strategy or tactic for all of their clients? So the main navigation takes you back to the .com, the actual website that I would assume the client wants ranking. Other than this navigation and home, everything else on this page links back to the .net domain. So their .com is Chicago area criminal lawyers.com, but their oh, but their the blog is on Chicago criminal lawyer blog.net. So now that I'm actually like thinking about this and I'm thinking, so why would they want to do this? And what's currently going through my mind is that by orchestrating it in this way, if they own the domain, so if they own Chicago area criminal lawyers.com, they don't care if you stop paying for the services, because what they can go and do is that if you don't own the domain but you're using their services, the second you stop paying or using their services, then because they've kept the domain name, they've put all the effort into the website, they own that asset. So at any point when you separate from them, you do not own the domain. You do not own what has been done SEO wise on these sites. So what this is fascinating. Chicago area criminal lawyers.com. So this is me as an outsider looking in. I don't actually know what's occurring. All I can see is from being an outsider that that is something that can occur. This is fascinating. Oh, I'd be so curious to know if you walk away from their services, are you able to keep the domain name? Do you own the domain name? And maybe they have. Oh, this is so fascinating to me. So it looks like they also manage his LinkedIn profile, and his LinkedIn profile links back to all of his new blogs. Every time they post a new blog, they post on his LinkedIn for him that links back to the blog. That is fascinating. Oh, that's so genius. What is this? Does his company have its own, does not have its own LinkedIn profile? That is so interesting. That's so smart. So, wow, that's genius. That's utter genius. How long? I wonder how long he's been with them. So 5 years ago, let's see. Where does this link take me? Takes me to his site. He's been with them for 5 years. Oh, that's so interesting. So, wow. Huh. Let's see. Maybe let's see if he connects with me. Okay. So, and he doesn't have his own website. At least I don't think he does. It doesn't look like he does. Huh. Man, every time I interact with Justia, I just learn more and more and more about SEO. Okay. I'm going to wait for the audit to come back. I'm going to go ahead and clean up some of these tabs. Okay, let's clean up that one. Oh, okay. Looks like I almost crashed there. Oh, that's so fascinating. So what happens if I go to their homepage? What's on their homepage? Yeah, it's exactly the same. So if you do land on it, they just want you to click. Okay. So they're not on Justia. It doesn't look like it. So let's see what they've got going on. Let's go all the way down here to the bottom. So know who provides their services. Not posting on LinkedIn. Okay. Let's see. Let's have it do. Okay. This is interesting. So let's go look at their page. See, this is a blog. ovclawyermarketing.com. Interesting. This isn't really a like services page. This is more like a blog. This whole thing looks like a blog. Shopify? What the? Why are they on Shopify? I'm. I don't want to look at this one too long. It's hurts. Okay, let's go to this one. Dennis. Dennis Dyer Law.com. Top Chicago DUI defense lawyer. Okay. Pretty standard. Okay. That rating looks very similar to how Justia does there. I wonder if... What the fuck? So they've got the Google Maps, but I can't click it. Is this an actual Google Maps embed? It's an image. There's... What in the... What? What is going on? Oh, now it works. Wait, why wasn't it working? Oh, these are just images, but these are I can actually click? Also, this doesn't... What is going on? This does not take me to a Google Business Profile. I am so confused in so many ways. Okay, so this one takes me to a Google Business Profile. When I click on this other one, it does not. The 4.0, 9 reviews. Okay. Never again, he doesn't know the law. Okay. That's interesting to me. What is going... So his URL results www. Wow. What is... Oh, that's WordPress. That's WordPress. Let's do Canonical. Canonical looks good. It's got the www matches. I'd get rid of the trailing slash. It's redirecting. So they have a DUI lawyer near me anchor text that's linking to the homepage. That's hilarious. The terms of service, no terms of service, privacy, no privacy policy. So common trust factors that Google checks, and what I mean by this is that Google will check URLs it's familiar with or common with on companies' websites, like privacy policy, terms of service, ads.txt, sitemap.xml. Now, each of these has varying reasons to have them on your site, right? A privacy policy is way different than ads.txt, but something you'll notice is when you look at your GET requests, your server requests, your HTTP requests on your site through your server logs, whenever you go to look at your server logs, you'll see these requests. A lot of the times you'll see a ton of requests for URLs that you do not have any links to. A majority of the time, what those could be are your ads.txt, your privacy policy, your terms of service. A majority of these are common across all sites, and so that's why Google default checks for them. And they are trust signals to Google, hey, we are a legit business, we have a privacy policy, we have a terms of service. And so you want those to be on your pages or on your site to signal to Google, hey, we're an actual real business. Let's see, does their images have any alt text? So they've got a few. A lot of them are missing alt text. You can easily get your LSI, terms, your keywords, your entities on page through your alt text on your images. This is so interesting to me. I'm wondering if they... I guess I don't want to be rude, but I wonder if they actually get any traffic. Or any conversions. Areas of practice. This says criminal defense. So they didn't configure this URL correctly. DUI. That's correct. That's correct. First DUI, second DUI, third DUI. Is that an actual thing? Can I search in Google for second DUI lawyer? Wow, huh? So, oh well, I gotta do Chicago. Okay, so if I do DUI lawyer Chicago and I do second DUI lawyer, that's fascinating. Right here it says their website mentions second DUI. That is so interesting. The Google Business Profile now explicitly says their website mentions second DUI. So you're getting what I would say is like a rich result on the Google Business Profile because on their site they mention having it providing the service for second DUIs. So that is something I would have never considered, is that if you are a DUI lawyer, you also want pages that mention you provide services or you help people with their second DUI, their third DUI. I'm unsure of how many you would want to go up to. If you'd want to go up to eighth DUI lawyer, I would probably assume that people would stop at the second, or sorry, not the second, maybe like third, like fourth or fifth. I would have to go look at the search volume. We can actually do that right now. Let's go to Google Trends. DUI lawyer or first DUI. Second DUI. Let's change this to United States. Let's change this to past 5 years. First DUI. Let's spell it out. Second DUI. Huh. DUI first offense. DUI. Are they spelling it out? Yeah. Second offense. That's interesting. So what happens if I type first DUI Chicago, Illinois? So I don't get Google Business Profiles. First DUI Chicago, Illinois. What happens if I put in lawyer? Huh. Provides first time DUI. Both of these, so now both of these are saying provides first time DUI. I'd be really interested on why they're getting that search result or that rich result. Huh. That is fascinating to me. So SEO is so cool. It's so technical, but you really like learn a lot. It's so intricate and awesome personally. So that was another episode of what's going on in search. We were searching the keyword DUI lawyer Chicago, Illinois. We looked at some Google Business Profiles. We got some more information on how to get these rich results on your Google Business Profile. We also looked at more of Justia's business ecosystem, or how they kind of orchestrate and rank their clients that use their CMS. And